Heading back down. Kind of misting again. It's kind of thunderstormy. It's cool though. It's probably about 58 degrees. So I'm paddling down again, turning around, admitting that it's not possible. I'm thinking of that movie, Into the Wild, based on John Krakauer's book. And of course, John Krakauer spent a lot of time in this area. Climbed Devil's Thumb, which is a couple hundred miles that way. I mean, he was all over Alaska, right? Along with a lot of other big climbers, but he was also a great writer. But they made his book into a movie, and I think the movie might have even been better than the book. I mean, they did some amazing stuff there. They just brought in some characters and just brought in all these big questions of life. I mean, they did some amazing stunt work. That kayaking down the Colorado River in a plastic tub of a Walmart kayak was phenomenal, to say the least, from a kayaker's standpoint. But just the characters he meets along the way and how everybody kind of has something to say and kind of has a pining for wanting to join him somehow in his quest to get back to the wilderness and get back to himself. I think that's what this is about. It's always been about for me. I need to get back. I need to recharge my soul. This is where I can do it. It's dangerous, but so is living a life without doing it. But yeah, you think about that. Just throwing it all away and trying to live in the wilderness. Or trying to do what I do and have a real life and take a few weeks off and just throw it all away essentially and live in the wilderness. It's only 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month every few years. Enough to help me out, but get me over the humps, recharge a bit. But it all speaks to that empty place in our souls as humans that we lost along the way. Hey, there's some sunshine. We all need to fill it. Whether we fill it with all our vices, our drugs, or alcohol, or whatever else we choose to do, video games, take us away from our day-to-day life, put us in a different realm for a while. It's hard, eh? It's really hard. Sometimes that consumes us. And I was talking to about this subject with this homesteaders. It's amazing how you can have these conversations and you meet somebody and you talk for an hour and then the subjects turn to a point where you're talking in such depth about something. Just get to the very core of what you feel is your humanity and what you feel your purpose is on this life, in this earth. And some people you come across and you can just get to that point in that conversation in an hour after meeting them. And some people, you can spend your entire life with them and never get to that point. But yeah, we just started talking about addictions and breaking the addictions, and these homesteaders have been homesteading up here since 1991, and just talking about how they see their friends and family in the lower 48s and coming and going, and the problems that they have, and just talking about how they basically feel the need to just be here and watch the seasons change and watch things slow down and just live off the land, be a part of the land. And then they had amazing gardens. You know, and then they were excited about the sockeye salmon in that creek, so they were going to go stock up because they have subsistence permits and they can just take piles of those salmon and can them up. Live off of them all winter when it's dark, and they need those rich omega acids. But yeah, I think we're all kind of lost a little bit. We're all lost souls wandering the earth, huh? Some of us try to find our way in the wrong direction, and we lose them. But it's interesting. Well, what I thought about was that the movie Into the Wild, it's just, you know, there's so many poignant scenes in there, but the one scene that I like the most is when the older man, who he stayed with for several months in the movie, drives him on his final legs for his hitchhike to Alaska. And he says, I'll drive you 100 miles, and he drives him to some remote overpass in the desert. And the old man just starts to break down, and he starts to tell him, you know, hey, he's lonely, and he needs something in his life. He needs to take care of somebody, and he'd take care of the character. He'd take care of the boy, and you know, he could take community college courses, and you know, he doesn't have to run off to Alaska. That somebody cares about him. Somebody needs a purpose. He needs a purpose, and the boy he perceived needed a caregiver. And the boy just shakes his head and says, "Nah, I'm on. This is my mission. I need to do it. I need to fulfill my dream." But just that, everybody kind of wanted to attach themselves to him somehow and take a little piece of his dream, and the dream that eventually killed him. But we all need a piece of the dream. We all need to fill a little place in our soul, I suppose. That's what I'm thinking about in paradise. There's a nice waterfall over there. Nice view down the sound. Okay. I'm gonna have to look for some outside help to get me through. A helping hand. The human solution.